So he's had a little experience on here. Anyway, we were segment group 2, I guess. And what I'm going to present here is a 3-slide distillation of 3 sections of about 25 people each, and about an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of work for each one of those sections. And I get 3 slides, and I get 10 minutes, so this is going to be quick. And besides that, we're supposed to be on break in 5 minutes, and there's somebody after me, so we may be real quick here. Okay, we were looking at recruiting and retention. We spent a lot of time on recruiting, and primarily we looked at this as, hey, this is marketing. And the first thing in marketing is you have to identify your target audience. Who are you trying to market to? We came up with 4 target audiences. We have the currently serving, and I should point out that we're looking at active duty, of course, Guard and Reserve as the currently serving. Beyond that, the second career, that would be guys like me, guys that retired and are still working for a living. Then the formerly retired, or retired, or also known as our current members. And then surviving spouses. One thing we quickly came to agreement with, and across the board of the 3 groups independently, is we had to prioritize. We had a limited amount of assets, and we had a large target audience. What do we want to go with? Where was the bang for the buck? Another part of that came up with, we had a wide group of diverse chapters, everywhere from the Colorado Springs chapter with 1,700 members near an active duty base, several active duty bases. What do you have, 5 bases there? 5. To my little humble chapter in San Fernando Valley, where we have 16 members, not 1,600, 16. And there aren't any active duty bases within about a 2-hour or 3-hour drive. So we have to prioritize within what you have on the ground, what you're looking at. Where Colorado Springs spends a lot of time with active duty. In the Valley, we spend time with second career and looking to spend time with the National Guard. A few National Guard facilities there that haven't been closed down lately. We also, let's go to the next slide, quickly figured out that we had to target our marketing to the audience, and there were 3 different, very different market messages to get across. Where the currently serving have one set of needs and one set of attractions, if you will. The second career has something very different, and the retired, something very different. Again, where the active duty is interested in that next deployment, taking care of my wife and kids while I'm gone, or I guess in today's military, taking care of my husband and kids while I'm gone. It takes a little, for a submarine, it takes a little getting used to for that. We still don't have women in the submarine force. That comes from living in a sewer pipe. Then for the second career, they are looking at a few things. They're looking at networking and building that career. They're also looking at community involvement and working within the community, something they're not looking for what we termed a knife and fork meeting. They don't have the time to come out for a dinner and a couple of cocktails, shake hands, talk a bit, tell some old sea stories and go home. They just don't have the time for that. Where for the retirees, retired, hey, that's what we do. That sounds like my meetings right now. So we're looking at a different target audience, we had a whole long list of ways to attract, ideas and ways to attract people for each one of those. I'm very glad to hear that that long list is not going to end up in a closet someplace. We're actually going to have that out of it. I'm happy to see that. I would heartily recommend when that comes out, you ferret your way through the list. I'm sure Mike and his groups had a long list as well, and probably a lot of the same things. And ferret through that and take a look at what will fit your chapter in particular. Then it's going to take change. Build yourself a marketing plan from that long list, institute it, work it with your chapter, review it, and you're going to change it. You're absolutely going to change it. And if you're not changing it, you're doing something wrong. We spend a little time with retention. Retention is the next part of recruiting. You get them there, this is how you keep them. I jokingly said that the only problem I had with retention in my chapter was keeping them alive. There's something to be said for that. But for some of the chapters that, the average age is not 75 to 80, and you need to do something to get those members to go back again. And, I heard yesterday the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 rule. That sounded pretty good. 1/3 of entertainment, 1/3 of community involvement, and I think the other third was the knife and fork one, as I recall. Something along those lines. You have to have something of interest for everybody there. The idea of when a new member shows up, they immediately join a committee, they're part of a committee. Well, in my chapter, when you show up, you're an officer. And then ensure the line of succession. I won't worry with my chapter joke on that one. But having a line of succession so that in the submarine force, we call that JO training. Train the junior officer because he's going to be your relief. Heartily recommend that. Okay. And with that, and with the nearness of the break, or past nearness of the break, I'm going to open it for a few questions. Thank you.